Hi guys, so welcome back sa ating YouTube channel. So ito na yung ating lesson 32 para sa ating Advanced Calculus 1. So this topic is all about integration. So tawag dito, kumbaga ito ay application siya na integration. Then at the same time, parang ngayon mo lang siya actually nakita. So may ibang way para mag-integrate tayo. So let's have a question to ponder para magkaroon kayo ng idea ano nga ba yung pag-aaralan natin for today, which is the gamma function. So aware tayo na kaya natin magkaroon ng factorial. So I know na kaya mong kunin si 3 factorial, and we all know that 3 factorial is just 3 times 2 times 1, which is equal to 6. Okay, and we also know what is 5 factorial, and that is simply 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is equal to, I guess, 120. Okay, so kaya natin kunin yung mga ganyan. Ngayon, the question is, sir, possible po ba na kaya natin kumuha ng negative factorial, or mag-factorial tayo ng fraction, or mag-factorial tayo ng mga may decimal? Siguro, no, tanong mo, no, meron po ba, sir, ganito 2.1 factorial or 1/2 factorial? Ayun yung tanong. Now, the answer is yes, merong sasagot sa ganyan question. So napakalawak talaga ng branch ng mathematics. Kaya niyang sagutin lahat. Once may pinakita, tapos may iniisip ka. So for example, ganito, nung kunyari may tinuro sa inyo ibang prop, tapos naisip mo, paano kaya kung ganito? Siguradong may sagot dyan. Ganon kalawak ang mathematics. Maaring ibang branch ng mathematics ang sasagot sa maiisip mong tanong. Alright, so now let us define what is our topic for today. So we have the gamma function. So the gamma function denoted by phi. So gamma of n. So paano siya isusulat? Pag sinulat mo, syempre para siyang r, something na ganyan. So we have this gamma of n. The gamma of n is defined by the gamma of n is equal to integral from 0 up to infinity ng x raised to n minus 1 e raised to negative x dx. Again, anong gagawin lang natin dito, guys? Ang gagawin mo lang is whenever may na-encounter kang ganito, ang tanging sagot is just gamma of n. So ano yung mga importanteng parts ng integral na dapat makonsider natin? Unang-una sa lahat, dapat andun yung e raised to something. So dapat e raised to negative x, not just e raised to negative x, pwedeng e raised to negative b, e raised to negative y. Ngayon ang tanong, sir, paano pag e raised to x? So gagawa ka ng paraan para maging e raised to negative x. So for instance, positive yung nakita mo, gagawa ka ng paraan para maging negative siya. Ayun yung isa sa mga criteria. Next is, importanteng part niya is dapat kung ano yung variable sa taas ng e, dapat naka-raise din siya sa n something, or sa positive number or something, kung ano man yan. So for instance, naka-raise sa x raised to 7, pwede yun. Okay, pero ang format dito is just, kung napapansin nyo, yung gamma of n, pagpasok sa loob, siya ay n minus 1. Again yung gamma of n, pagpasok sa loob, siya ay n minus 1. Then most typically, guys, is ang nakikita natin dito ay integral. So galing tayo sa integral papunta sa gamma. Tapos meron tayong formula mula sa gamma para siya i-solve o paano siya ma-simplify. So ito lang yung parang importante para makita. Again, na dapat 0 up to infinity, then dx. Ayan yung ating importante. So now, for illustration, siguro magkaroon tayo ng example paano tayo magkakaroon. So for instance, number 1, no, let's have gamma of 10. Okay, so what is gamma of 10 by definition of this? This is just simply integral from 0 up to infinity, tapos x raised to n minus 1. Kung papansinin mo, guys, no, kung 10 dito, ano siya sa loob? Pansinin mo, kung ito ay 10, ano siya sa loob? Siya ay 9, kasi n minus 1 na siya sa loob. So this is just x raised to 9, then e raised to negative x dx. Ganun kasimple. Okay, so ganun siya i-evaluate. So sir, isi-solve pa namin yan later on yan. So by IBP kung siguro na ano mo, no, by IBP siya iso-solve. So number 2, let's have number 2 illustration. What if integral naman yung binigay ni sir? So what if we have integral So, kuha lang si sir, no? Integral from 0 up to infinity ng y raised to 5 e raised to negative x dx. Okay. So, ngayon, baliktarin mo yung idea. Nasa loob siya ay n-1. Kung si 5, kung ito yung, y tayo dapat. Y gamit ni sir, y. Okay. So, kung ano yung variable in that gagamitin na. So, ito yung idea, no? Y raised to 5. Tapos, ang idea, andito tayo sa integral. Sa integral, siya ay n-1. So, meaning, yung 5 na yan, naka n-1 yan. So, dito sa part na to, gawin ko siyang parang scratch. Yung exponent sa taas is 5. So, that is n-1 is equal to 5. Then, solve for n, that is simply 6. So, what is this? Therefore, the answer for this is just gamma of 6. Ay, ganun kasimple. So, tapos syempre, tignan mo din yung criteria. Yes, meron tayong e raised to negative y, may dy, then may y raised to 5. So, variable y, variable y, then 0 up to infinity naman yung given. Okay, next is number 3. Okay, so what if we have negative infinity up to infinity ng x e raised to negative x dx. Okay, so mapapaisip ka, no? Sir, bakit ganun? Sir, sabi mo by definition that is from 0 up to infinity. Now, paano natin iintindihin yung integral na to? Kung papansinin mo, ang sa number line natin, guys, so lagay ko lang dito, no? So, number line, kung ito yung 0 natin, nandito yung positive infinity somewhere. Nandito si negative infinity. Kung yung pinag-uusapan natin na integral is somewhere dito lang sa part na to, ano yun dito? Same doon. Okay, pero ang dating lang is parang doble. Kumbaga, yung length ng laki nito is something doble lang doon. So, meaning, this is just equal sa 2 integral from 0 up to infinity x e raised to negative x dx. Okay, next. Aware ka na yung x na yan ay may exponent. Ano yung exponent niya? That is 1. So, therefore, ano yung kinukuha natin na value dito? Aware ka na that is simply n-1 is equal to 1, which is n is just equal to 2. So, therefore, this is just 2 gamma of 2. Ay, so ganyan yung kanyang sagot. Okay, another try. Siguro try pa natin, no, para makita nyo. So, let's have number 4 last. We have the integral from 0 up to infinity ng e raised to negative x dx. So, maraming sasagot. Sir, hindi po yan gamma. Hindi po siya solvable using gamma. We can just solve this using yung integral lang niya as is. But, the thing is, pwede natin siya i-write into gamma. Why? Kasi meron siyang invisible 1 or something imaginary 1 yan. Or, actually may 1 which is in the form of x raised to 0. Then, e raised to negative x dx. So, therefore, this is just equal sa, alam natin na it's n-1 which is equal to 0. Therefore, n is equal to 1. So, therefore, this is just gamma of 1. Okay, so box ko yung mga sagot natin. At ganun siya kasimple. So, okay. So, again, hindi tayo concerned muna sa paano siya in-integrate. Kung napansin mo, pinapakita ko sa inyo paano basahin o paano intindihin muna sa definition o yung ating formula. Okay? So, at least alam mo na yung gagawin. Now, let's move on how to evaluate gamma. So, in this video, pag-uusapan na natin paano siya i-evaluate lahat. But before that, syempre, pag-uusapan natin yung mga properties para mas maintindihan ng bawat isa. Let's have the properties of a gamma function. Number 1 properties, ito isa sa napaka-importante. Okay? So, number 1, we have that the gamma of 1/2 is just equal to square root of y. Okay? So, sir, bakit? Merong sagot dyan. Actually, ang sagot dyan is about Fourier transform. So, related siya sa Laplace transform nyo. Okay, pero after kasi ng Laplace, meron tayong tinatawag na Fourier transform. So, hindi ko na siya sakop. So, meron way doon na kung saan pinrove or shinow ni Fourier transform na yung gamma of 1/2 is equal to square root of y. So, for the meantime, let's make it as a parang axiom or something property na kung saan whenever may na-encounter kang gamma of 1/2, ang sagot mo lang is square root of pi. Ganun kasimple. Okay, so again, related to sa Fourier transform. So kung gusto mo pag-aralan someday, bahala ka. Ikaw nang bahala dyan. Okay, now, number 2, so ayun yung una, no? So equivalently, saan siya equivalent? Kung gamma of 1/2, therefore this is also equivalent sa gamma of 0.5. So kung may nakitang 0.5, similar sila dun. Okay, basta makita mo gamma of 0.5, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay dito, basta alam mo sagot is square root of 5. Ganun kasimple. Now, let's move on sa number 2. Number 2, ang sabi sa number 2 property natin guys is, we have a gamma of n is equal to n minus 1 factorial. For n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So meaning, whenever yung n natin o yung sa loob ng gamma natin is a whole number or a natural number, gagamitin natin yung formula which is just n minus 1 factorial. So again, gaya nga sabi ko guys, ang gamma siya yung nagsosolve ng ganito. So ng mga decimal, so pwede rin siya dito, pwede sa whole number, pwede sa negative, pwede sa fraction. But this is the easiest way. So whenever nakaka-encounter, so for example, tulad nito, we have gamma of 10. So what is gamma of 10? So instead of solving it in this way, sa pag-integrate sa ganito, so imagine mo ilang IBP yung gagawin natin dyan. So parang siyam na IBP para lang magpunta tayo dun sa pinakasagot. Tapos pansinin mo yung kanyang limit from 0 up to infinity. So talagang napakahirap or napakahaba. Hindi siya mahirap, napakahaba lang. Okay, actually may table method din naman. Yung derivative integral method, yung ita-table lang natin. Pero again, just gamma of 10, since 10 is a natural number, this is just simply 10 minus 1 factorial, or just this is simply 9 factorial. So meaning, sagot lang daw pala dito is just 9 factorial. Okay, so meaning, ang sagot lang dito is just 5 factorial. Okay, so ang sagot lang dito is just 2 times 1 factorial. Or simply, this is just 2. Sagot lang dito is just 0 factorial, or which is 1. Yan o simple. Whenever that is a natural number. So, siyempre, iba yung idea pag hindi na siya natural number. Now, what if hindi siya natural number? This is the next thing. We have the gamma of n plus 1 is equal to n gamma of n. Okay, so again, we have this type. We have the gamma of n plus 1 is equal to n gamma of n. So, basically, if i-compute natin siya sa ibang way, gusto natin kunin yung gamma of n lang. Ang gagawin lang natin dyan guys is gamma of n is just equal sa gamma of n plus 1 all over n. So dito papasok yung hindi natural number. So pasok din dyan yung natural number actually, pero andyan papasok, for example, gusto mong kunin si 5.8 or si 6.3 o si 0.75, yung mga ganong part, dyan na natin sila kunin. Kunyari, 0.58 factorial or 5.58 factorial ay yung gagawin natin. Ay yung gagamitin natin as is. Okay, so yan, dyan ganyan gumagana yung formula. So dyan papasok na yun. So ikaw na lang, inote mo na lang, no? Pag decimal, pag fraction, or pag negative. Pasok din dyan si negative. Okay, so let's have a proving problem or let's have an example on this topic para naman magkaroon siya ng konting enjoyment yung ating discussion about this. So, prove the following. Letter A, the gamma of n plus 1 is just equal sa n gamma of n for n is greater than 0. So, meaning hindi siya negative. Doon lang tayo sa for n greater than 0. Okay, so, paano natin gagawin siya? So, for letter A. So, pasensya na hindi gumagana yung mga ballpen niya, sir. Okay, let's have a proof. So, ang goal natin is from gamma of n plus 1. So, we have gamma of n plus 1. Then, by definition of gamma function, itatranslate lang natin siya into this. Okay, so since n plus 1 siya, that is x raised to n plus 1 minus 1. So, this is just equal sa integral from 0 up to infinity ng x raised to n plus 1 minus 1. Okay, then e raised to negative x dx. Okay, and this is just equal sa integral from 0 up to infinity ng x raised to n e raised to negative x dx. And syempre, ang pinaka-proving problem talaga or way para ma-solve siya is by IBP or by integration of parts. So, by IBP, So, let's have IBP. So, paano yun? Paano yung ano natin? Para malaman natin kung sino yung U, sino yung DB. So, yung U natin is simply yung ating tawag dito, usually natin, no? Logarithmic, inverse, algebraic, transcendental, exponential. So, pinakahuli si exponential. So, meaning, yung x raised to n, yung U natin dito, si x raised to n. Then, yung dB natin is just si e raised to negative x dx. So, pag kinuha natin du, this is just n, x raised to n minus 1. And yung b, pag kinuha yung integration, this is just simply negative e raised to negative x. Okay, so ganun siya. Simple. So, actually, lagyan ko dito ng dx. Kulang pala dito ng dx. Sorry. Okay, now, punta tayo sa IBP. So, in terms of IBP, ano yung magiging result niya? This is just equal sa UB minus BDU. No? UB minus BDU. In this case, no? UB minus BDU. Paano natin gagawin yung UB minus BDU na yan? U times B rather. So, this is x raised to n times negative e raised to negative x. Tapos, lagay natin yung boundary dito kasi natanggal siya sa integral. Then, minus integral ng BDU. BDU, this is just BDU. This is negative e raised to x. Tapos, n, x raised to n minus 1 dx. Okay, so now, kung papansinin mo yung part na to, so, yung x yung papalitan natin dito, so up to infinity. So, kung papansin mo, negative e raised to negative infinity, sa ilalim yon. So, as 1 goes infinity siya. So, habang tumatagal, itong part na to is approaching 0. Kumbaga, approaching 0 to. So, therefore, itong part na to is just 0. Okay, then minus, ilalabas ko lang yung n kasi wala siya. Then, negative times negative, that is positive. So, this is plus n integral of, so, pansinin nyo, this is e raised to negative x raised to n minus 1 dx. Tapos, rearrange lang natin konti. This is n integral x raised to n minus 1 e raised to negative x dx. And by definition, so lagay natin ba yung boundary by the way. And by definition, what is this? This is the gamma of n. Okay, therefore, this is just equal sa n gamma of n. And this is done. Okay, so ganun siya. Kasimple mag-prove. Napakadali lang niya. Okay, so letter B, we have gamma of 1 is equal to 1 daw. So, paano siya i-prove? No, so, parang napakasimple lang nito paano i-prove. So, isipin ko lang din kung paano, guys. So, I think napakadali lang niya para nagawa. No? Consider natin si gamma of 1. Gamma of 1 is just equal sa integral from 0 up to infinity ng x raised to 1 minus 1. Kasi yan yung n. Yung n natin is yung 1. Then, e raised to negative x dx. Okay, therefore, this is just equal sa integral from 0 up to infinity ng e raised to negative x dx. Okay, and we all know that integral nito is just negative e raised to negative x, then from 0 up to infinity. Okay, and we all know that this is just equal sa negative e raised to negative infinity plus e times negative 0. And this is just simply 0 plus 1, which is equal to 1. So, therefore, this is done. So, therefore, the gamma of 1 is just equal to 1. Okay, then letter C, napakasimple lang niya. This is just the gamma of n plus 1. So, ito yung proof. So, I think napakadali lang nito. Okay, so we all know that the gamma of n plus 1, is just equal sa by property A or by property number 3, this is just equal sa n times gamma of n. Okay, and we all know what is gamma of n. So, gamma of n is just, so we said that is n minus 1 factorial. N minus 1 factorial. This is n times n minus 1 factorial, and this is just n times n minus 1, n minus 2, and that up to 1 pag lumabas. Then therefore, sorry, wala na factorial. Then therefore, this is just equal sa n factorial. And this is done. Okay? So, ganun siya kasimple. Okay, so let's have number 2. So, let us evaluate each of the following. So, ito ay napakasimpleng bagay din natin. Gagamitin natin yung idea ng ating gamma. So, again, pakisimplehan lang. Huwag mong isipin na napakahirap nito. Wala kang ibang gagawin kundi i-check yung format. So, once yung format o yung pagkakasunod-sunod ng pagkakita mo, ando doon, as is, go tayo doon. Okay, so let's have an example. Letter A. So, letter A, we have integral from 0 up to infinity ng x raised to 7 e raised to negative x dx. Okay, and we all know na syempre naka-format na siya, no? 0 up to infinity, x raised to 7, e raised to negative x dx. So, aware ka na pag nasa loob siya ng gamma, minus 1 siya. Ayun ang siguro yung pinakagawin mong shortcut eh. Aware ka, pag nasa loob siya ng gamma, minus 1 siya. So, meaning, pag sa loob siya ng integral, siya ay minus 1. Pag nasa labas siya ng integral, I mean, nasa gamma, plus 1 siya. So, meaning, sa gamma, this is just equal sa gamma of 8. Okay, since ay ko lang, n minus 1 is equal to 7. Kasi yung n minus 1 natin is equal to 7, therefore n is just equal to 8. And what is gamma of 8? By property, this is just 7 factorial. Or simply, ano ba 7 factorial? This is just 7 factorial. Yan ko lang i-solve 7 factorial. So, 7 factorial is just 5040. So, hindi ko kasi alam kung ano yung 7 factorial niya. This is 5040. So, pag in-integrate mo daw yung part na yan, ang sagot lang is 5040. Ganun siya kadali. Diba? Dali-dali lang ng subject na to. So, letter B, we have integral from 0 up to infinity ng x raised to 1/2, then e raised to negative x dx. Okay, then since aware ulit kayo, this is minus 1 na nasa loob siya. Or ang gawin mo para mas makita mo, this is n minus 1 is equal to 1/2. Therefore, n is just equal sa 3/2. Kasi 1/2 plus 1 is just 3/2. So, therefore, this is just gamma of 3/2. Ngayon, ito yung hindi natin alam. Sir, paano namin susolve yung gamma of 3/2? So, gamitin natin yung isang properties na na-evaluate ni Sir kanina, no? So, sabi na yung gamma daw ng 3/2, so since hindi siya pwede dito sa pangalawa, dito siya papasok. Ano, yung gamma of n, so that is gamma of 3/2, that is equal sa gamma of n plus 1 over n. Again, gamma of n plus 1 over n. So, pagpasok doon sa loob, that is gamma of n plus 1. So, paano natin gagawin yan? Or, I guess, pwede kong gawin itong ganito. No? So, may pwede kong gawin. Sorry. May pwede akong gawin actually. So, pwede ko rin gamitin to, itong part na to, yung gamma of n plus 1 is equal, gamma of n plus 1 is equal to n gamma of n. So, dito consider natin we have gamma of n plus 1 is equal to gamma of n. Ang gagawin ko, bibiyakin ko siya into which na may plus 1. So, okay, bibiyakin ko siya into which na may plus 1 para magamit ko to. So, paano yun, sir? Ang gagawin ni sir, this is just equal sa gamma of, syempre, 1/2 plus 1. So, therefore, pasok na tayo doon. So, nangyari, that is gamma of 1/2 plus 1. So, ito yun, gamma of n plus 1. So, that is simply, equivalent lang daw pala to sa n. So, which is, that is 1/2. Then, gamma of 1/2. No? So, tama. So, tama yung idea. So, yes, tama yung idea mo. So, again, ang ginawa ko is something na parang dating is biyakin ko siya in which na may plus 1. Okay? So, for example, 5.8. So, for instance, 5.8 yan. Paano mo bibiyakin yung 5.8? That is 4.8 plus 1. So, ano yung gamma? Gamma of 4.8 is low. So, 4.8 times gamma of 4.8. Ganun yung gagawin. So, dito sa case na to, ang nangyari, 3/2 siya. So, that is simply, biniyak ko siya. That is 1/2 plus 1. So, goal ko lagi is may plus 1. Then, therefore, ang ginawa ko, lalabas ko yung 1/2 kasi yun yung n. Then, gamma of 1/2. And we all know that gamma of 1/2 is just equal to square root of 5. So, this is just square root of 5 over 2. Ganun siya ka-basic. Okay, so letter C. So we have 5 over 2 factorial over 1 half factorial. So we all know that this is just simply gamma of 5 over 2. This is gamma of 5 over 2 all over gamma of 1 half. Okay, and syempre, alam natin yung gamma of 5 over 2 is parang pinagsamang 2 plus 1 half. So, tama ba idea ni sir? Again, si gamma, hindi pwede 2 plus 1 half. 3 plus 3 half plus 1. So, 3 half plus 1, para siya pinagsamang 3 half plus 1. So, gawin ko na nga, pakita ko na nga. So, this is just equivalent sa 3 halves plus 1. Okay, para lang magamit ko sa taas. And we know that gamma of 1 half is just square root of pi. And sa taas, syempre, pwede ko na siya manipulate gamit yung formula. This is just 3 over 2 gamma of 3 over 2 all over square root of pi. And another thing, ganun rin si 3 over 2. And nasolve na natin si 3 over 2. So parang dating yan, change siya, pababa ng pababa. So up to the point na darating na siya dito. So this is just 3 over 2 times, next is 1 half. Then gamma of 1 half. Kasi gamma of 1 half ulit, then square root of pi. And we all know that gamma of 1 half is just square root of pi. So cancel siya. So therefore, ano sagot dito? So this is just equal sa 3 over 4. Sir, bakit? Kasi gamma of 1 half is square root of pi. Then square root of pi, cancel yun. So 3 halves times 1 half, that 3 halves times 1 half, that is 3 over 4. Ganun ka simple yung gagawin. Okay, then last, let's have letter D. So we have gamma of 2.5 all over gamma of 5.5. Okay, so ganun same idea. Alam niyo naman na ang 0.5 natin is just, alam niyo na ang idea ng 0.5 natin is just square root of pi. So same siya dito, no? Kung 3 over 2, so pansinin niyo ha, from 3 over 2, 5 over 2, lumabas yung 3 halves. So dito, from 2.5, lalabas dyan is 1.5 times 0.5. So ang mangyari, this is just equal sa 1.5 times gamma of 1, gamma of 0.5. Ganun agad kasi 3 over 2 to eh. Then sa ilalim, ilang beses natin gagawin yan? So we have, so sa 5.5, meron munang 4.5. Okay, then after ng 4.5, merong 3.5, merong 2.5, meron pa ring 1.5, then saka lang lalabas yung huli, yung gamma of 0.5. Okay, so kung tama ba ako ng pagkakaintindi? Sorry, bago lumabas yung gamma of 0.5, kailangan pala natin na isa pang 0.5. Kasi kung pansinin mo, bago siya mag-end, may 1 half tas gamma of 1 half. Kung ano yung nasa pinakahuli, so meaning ito, may kasama rin. No, may kasama rin din tong 0.5 na multiplier sa labas. So 1.5 times 0.5 gamma of 0.5, 4.5. So pansinin mo 5.5 descending, 4.5, 3.5, 2.5, 1.5, 0.5, then gamma of 0.5. Then pasok doon. So syempre simplify, cancel natin yung mga dapat i-cancel. Cancel din to syempre. So therefore that is simply 1. So therefore, this is just 1 sa taas, then 4.25 times 4.25 sa mga baba natin, no? So, gawin ko lang, no? 4.5 times 3.5 times 2.5. Okay, so that is 315 over 8 daw, no? Binuo niya kasi. So, 315 over 8. This is just 315 over 8. Or simply, this is just 8 over 315. Ayun yung lumabas na sagot eh. Alright, so ganun siya kasi. So OMSIM, ganun kadali, easy. The easiest integral of your life, guys. Napakadali niya, napaka basic na itong gamma. Now let's have the gamma function bago ko tapusin itong video na to. Then the next video is all about the application. So syempre, lagay natin konting twist. Sabi ko nga gagamitin sa integral eh. So try natin i-apply. Pero before that, syempre turo ko muna sa inyo paano ginagawa to. Okay, so let's move on sa bago nating pag-uusapan, which is, andun pa rin naman yung ating topic, which is gamma, and therefore this is just the gamma function table. So ito na yung first 10 or first, tama ba, 10 ba yan? Hindi ko alam kung 10. First 9 gamma gamma numbers. So meaning 0.1 factorial is just 9.5, 0.2 factorial is just 4.58. Okay, dyan siya. Then, syempre, magkakaroon ka na idea mamaya, no? So, dyan lang talaga yung fix. Yan lang yung fix na nakita ko. Meron naman talaga siyang gamma function table. Napakadami nun. Kaso, syempre, sulat mo pa lahat. Pero, again, ito lang yung basic. Ito na lang muna. Then, ituturo ko naman lahat kung paano gamitin siya. So, don't worry about that. Okay, so let's move on. So, ito na yung no? So, nakita mo, 0.5 is square root of pi. Ando doon pa rin siya. Fix pa rin siya dyan. Okay, so let us evaluate the following. So, number 1, we have 5.8. No? So, paano yung 5.8 na yan? So, we have 5.8 factorial. Okay, guys, we all know that 5.8 is just equal sa gamma of 5.8. At aware kayo na yung pattern ko dun sa taas, so similar lang dun sa taas guys ha, ang gagawin lang natin, kailangan matira yung 0.8. Bakit 0.8 yung goal natin matira? Kasi may 0.8 tayo. Yung gamma ng 0.8 is 1.16. So mangyari dito guys, this is just equal sa minus 1 nyo, that is simply 4.8, 3.8, 2.8, 1.8, 0.8, then gamma of 0.8. Okay? So, this is just equal sa, syempre, alam natin yung gamma of 0.8 is just simply 1.16. Okay? So, multiply natin lahat yan. This is just 4.8 times 3.8 times 2.8 times 1.8 times 0.8 times 1.16. So, that is 85.31. Okay? So, that's 85.31. So, therefore, the 5.8 factorial is just equal sa 85.31. Ganun siya kasimple. Again, number 2. So, we have gamma of negative 3.5. Ayan. Ito yung first time yata natin naka-encounter ng negative. Okay, so syempre ituturo din ni sir kung paano kunin yung negative. Now, before that, punta muna tayo dito. Sorry, hindi dyan. Tawag dito. Ito, yung formula na tinuro ni sir. Okay, so from this formula, nagkaroon ako ng gamma of n is equal to gamma of n plus 1 over n. Okay, so meron akong ganun. So consider natin yun, no? Lagay ko lang dito. Sabi daw yung gamma of n is just equal sa gamma of n plus 1 over n. Okay. Yung idea na yan, gagawin natin dito. So, ano ibig sabihin, sir? Yung gamma of negative 3.5, ihaangat ko doon. So, meaning, yung 3.5, ipa-plus 1 ko. So, yung negative 3.5 plus 1 ko. So, ang mangyayari, guys, sa taas, papasok na siya, no? So, ang mangyayari, this is just equal sa gamma. So, yung negative 3.5 plus 1, that is negative 2.5. Tapos, sa ilalim, since n pa rin yung pinag-uusapan, this is just negative 3.5. Now, ganun ulit dito. Meron akong gamma of negative 2.5, ulitin ko ulit doon. So, meaning, mangyari dito, this is just equal sa, iwalay ko na, this is just 1 over negative 3.5 multiplied by, syempre, negative 2.5 makakopy. Tapos, yung gamma niya is magiging gamma of negative 1.5 na lang. Okay, sana nag-gets idea. Again, yung negative 2.5 plus 1 ko na. Okay, kaya naging negative 1.5. Tapos yung negative 2.5 binaba ko. Then similar ulit, ganun ulit gagawin ko. This is just 1 all over negative 3.5, negative 2.5, and negative 1.5. Then may matitira sa taas na gamma of negative 0.5. At syempre, wala pa rin tayong gamma of negative 0.5. So, bababa pa rin siya, then magiging 0.5 na doon. So, this is just, so nagiging pi na siya, no? So, this is just, so magiging gamma na lang to, gamma of 0.5 na lang, kasi plus 1 pa ulit. Then, all over, negative 3.5, negative 2.5, negative 1.5, negative 0.5. Okay, then therefore, this is just square root of pi sa taas. This is just square root of pi all over na ba lalabas sa ilalim. So, negative 3.5 times negative 2.5 times negative 1.5 times negative 0.5. That is 105 over 16. So, reciprocate ko na siya, guys. So, mangyayari, this is just 16 over 105. So, na-reciprocate ko na yun sa ilalim. Okay, so ngayon, siguro maaaring tatanungin, so, paano pag negative 3.8? Similar pa rin. Meron tayong 3.8, may 0.8 pa rin naman dito. Yun yung gagamitin. So, anong nangyari na nagkataon, dahil 0.5 siya, alam kong pupunta siya, or nasa multiple siya ng 1/2 or ng 0.5, alam natin na pupuntahan niya si square root of pi. So, in this case, kaya napunta. Pero kung ibang number yung binigay ni sir, syempre, alam mo na yung gagawin natin, guys. Okay? So, that's it. Now, ito yung sunod mong tanong. Sir, what if po 2 decimal? What if po 3 decimal? What if po 4 decimal digit siya? And that's the last example natin. So, this is the gamma of 0.63. So, let's have this, no? So, igagawin kong red. Gamma of 0.63. Right, guys, so meron tayong tinatawag na interpolation process. So, interpolation is pag-aaralan yung moreover sa numerical analysis. So, may tinatawag tayo interpolation. So, ano yung interpolation? Nagkakaroon ng parang comparison sa ibang values. So, kung mayroong given values, tapos naiipit siya, merong parang interpolation. So, kumbaga, yung difference between doon, then difference between dito, tapos difference doon, yung difference. So, para siyang some kind of Newton advancing formula, somewhat na ganon. Pero again, part siya ng numerical analysis. Matuturo sa inyo to pag nandun na kayo sa topic na yun. So, ano gagawin natin? We all know that 0.63 is in between 0.6 and 0.7. Okay, so gagawin ko lang to ha. So, meron tayong 0.6. So, ito yung n. Tapos, meron tayong gamma of n. Tapos, ito si 0.63. Kasi ito yung hindi natin alam. So, alam natin na 0.6 is 1.49. Kasi ito x na lang, let's say. Tapos, ito ay 0.7. Then, ito yung 1.3. So, pansin niyo, kinuha ko yung part na kung saan siya ipit. Ayun yung kailangan natin. Hindi natin alam yung gamma niya. Ngayon, this is what we call the interpolation. May dalawang way para makuha natin yung interpolation. So, it's either, etong part na to, i-deduct mo doon. So, kung dideduct mo, or another, ito i-deduct mo dito. Tapos ito i-deduct mo dyan. So, again yung unang way, pwedeng ganito. 0.63 minus 0.6 all over x, kasi x to, no? X minus 1.49. Ayun yung unang part. So, pwedeng doon sa taas ka. Pwede rin yung nasa baba. Pag nasa baba, syempre dapat ahead yung isa. So, that is 0.7 minus 0.63 all over 1 minus 1.3 minus x. Okay, yan yung dalawa. It's either sa dalawa yung pipiliin nyo sa interpolation. Now, saan siya equivalent? Equal siya sa part sa dulo. So, kaya nga siya interpolation. So, meaning, yung difference niya sa taas. So, yung difference neto, tas difference neto. Yung quotient ng difference neto, dalawa. So, therefore, this is 0.7 minus 0.6 all over yung pi value nila, which is 1.3 minus 1.49. And this is also 0.7 minus 0.6. Yung labas na yun, then 1.3 minus 1.49. And, dyan na lang sa part na yan, isosolve natin yung value ng x. So, syempre, pag sinolve natin yung value of x, dito na, pili na lang tayo, no? So, sa taas, this is 0.3. So, for example, ito pinili ko. No, 0.03 sa taas. 0.03 over x minus 1.49 all over 0.1 over negative 0.19, o that is negative. Okay, so ang gagawin ko is siyempre simplify ko to, then multiply ko sa manipulate lang natin, no? So this is just x minus 1.49. So ito, mumultiply doon, mumultiply doon. So mangyari, this is just equal sa 0.03 times negative 0.19 all over 0.1. So therefore, x is just equal sa, so plus ko na lang yung 1.49 ha. That is 0.3 times negative 0.19 all over 0.1. Tapos ipa-plus ko yung 1.49. Ayan na guys, so pinas ko yung 1.49. Therefore, that is 143 over, so naman so 1.43. So therefore, the gamma, this is 1.43. So pwede naman ganyan. So therefore, the gamma of 0.63 is just equal sa 1.43. Okay, so ganun siya. So gawin mo rin dito, ganun din naman lalabas dyan. Ikaw na bahala. Okay, so again, may dalawang option kayo sa pag-interpolate. So pwede rin siya pag 3 digit. Okay, then sir, paano naman po pag paano po pag 1.63? Gagawin mo muna yung idea dito. So bawasan mo muna siya to the point na mapunta siya sa 0.63, tapos gawin mo yung interpolation. Yan ang kasimple. So meaning lastly is mag-interpolate ka at the same time ginagamit mo to. So sir, paano pag negative? Ganun din. Gawin mo muna to hanggang sa mapunta ka sa single digit, ipitin mo siya. Ganun mangyayari. Interpolate mo siya rather. Okay? So that's all. Hoping na marami kang natutunan para sa video na to. So next topic natin solve about sa integral naman involving gamma function. So thank you.